In Minnesota, I had a beer distributor that was and there was a young guy there named Ricky, and Ricky was the kind of guy that got it. He was a go-getter, a real good guy. He had a store located in downtown Minneapolis that had a coffin cooler right in the front of the store, and the coffin cooler was filled with Bud, their AB House Bud, and Miller and Coors and all that, and some other things, and it was broken. So 1 week went by, the coffin cooler was broken. The next week went by, the coffin cooler was still broken. Now, Ricky was the kind of guy that he understood that yes, he was losing some beer sales, a couple cases, and it wasn't crazy. He was losing some beer sales here, but what he understood was that his customer was going to lose customers. And he'd get that beer back when the business reopened, or when the thing was fixed. But the customer, if they couldn't find what they wanted in the manner that they wanted, maybe they wanted it up front, don't want to walk to the back, what's the customer going to do, John?
They're going to go to another store.
They're going to go to another store, and is there a decent likelihood they'll never come back?
Yeah.
Okay, so Ricky went to Craigslist one night, and he was looking around. Now, Doug, he wasn't in the erotic section, erotic services section. That part's closed.
Under the poker sites, I know.
He was at the. He went to look for a coffin cooler. He found 5 of them. He started to look for like electricity and specifications, the whole deal. He came up with 2. He wrote them down on a piece of paper, name, number. He had already called it negotiating. He brought it back in here, and he set it down at the table for the guy. He said, "Mr. Customer, I feel that you're going to start losing customers if we don't get this situation fixed as quickly as possible." And I did some research last night, and here you go. Now, contrary to what people often say to me, they did not make Ricky buy the coffin cooler for them. But the guy bought it, and the next time Ricky came in, what was in the coffin cooler? All of his products. Now, I tell you the story for 2 reasons. Okay, number 1, raise your hand if you think that's a story of initiative that you would like to hear from one of your people. Is it a good story of initiative? Okay, every hand should go up. Listen up. Okay. I just wanted to make sure I didn't have an outlier like that. Okay. So, great story of initiative. The first part of this is, that's what I call the what can I do mentality. All right, when we talk about accountability, the biggest piece is what can I do to make this situation go away? What can I do to overcome the hurdle I have? What did Ricky do? Ricky went to Craigslist, found units that this guy could buy, and helped him make it so that all he had to do is make a phone call. Ricky vet the whole process out. That's the what can I do mentality. Now that's the first part, and we'll talk more about that later. The second part is that as I was standing in front of a room of 75 people, only one other person in the room knew that story. One other person in the room. And I was flabbergasted. How can the whole team not know a story like this? And not so that they can pat Ricky on the back. That's not why. Although he deserves it. But that's not why. Because Jack over here might have something going on in one of his accounts and doesn't know what to do with it, but Dave had the same problem in one of his accounts. Get together, they solve a problem. So whatever communication goes on within your various houses, I can tell you, it can probably be improved without even ever setting foot in one of your houses. It can probably be improved because it's what I've seen everywhere I go. We have to share these stories. We have to share these stories. So yes, if there are opportunities to compliment and praise people, and B, so people feel good about what they're doing, and C, so we get best practices information communicated to other people.